People, best setting, best lighting. Sitting down, we're going to be doing some Steelers bold or some type of predictions. We're talking for regular season stats, wins, losses, etc., etc. And this will be actually kind of a longer video because predictions, you know, we'll see how long this takes. So, prediction number one, bold. I don't know if bold's unrealistic, or we'll call it Steelers bold prediction. So yeah, we'll do that. I think the Steelers will personally go 12-4 on the regular season schedule. 12-4 is the win-loss record. And at the end of the season, I'll do look back at this video, and we'll just kind of put misses and wrongs I was in. Prediction number two. I think Ben will pass for at least 4,000. No, I think he'll pass for 5,000 yards this season and at least 35 touchdowns and only 9 interceptions again. So 35 touchdowns at least, 5,000 yards and 9 interceptions. Le'Veon will have at least 1,500 rushing yards at least, about 500 receiving yards, and about 6 or 7 rushing touchdowns, and about 3 or 4 receiving touchdowns. And Bell will be in the top 3 for rushing leaders. So, you know, top 3, you know. Antonio, I predict he will at least get 1,600 yards, at least 9 touchdowns, over 130 receptions, we'll say, and I think he'll be in the top 2 for receiving yards and being the top 2 for that, and probably close to being leading the touchdowns. Heath Miller, I'm going to say he'll get at least 700 or 800 yards. No, 700. I'll go with 700. Heath Miller will also have about 70 receptions or so, about 6 or 5 touchdowns. 6 or 5. I didn't say 65. That's impossible. Martavis Bryant. It's not Martavius, for all you people who don't know. It's not Martavius. It's Martavis. All right. He doesn't like that. So I think he'll get at least 800. No, I think. Come on, come on. Never mind then. I think Martavis will at least get 1,000 yards receiving and at least 8 touchdowns. He will be a beast this year, and I think he'll be one of the best receivers in the league soon enough. I think he'll be at least top 20 for receiving stats. Meaning yards, practically. Marcus Wheaton, he's going to have at least 800 yards or 600. He'll have a pretty good season. He'll have a breakout year. Last year he did pretty well. I think he'll be a pretty good receiver for us, actually. Him, Bryant, and Brown, and that's a pretty good receiving corps. Coates, I'm not too sure about him. I think he'll have a couple touchdowns, maybe about 500 or 300, 400 yards. He'll be pretty decent. Unless an injury happens, then his reps will increase, and therefore he'll have more yards, of course. So I'm just saying, barring injury, these are what my predictions are. The Steelers defense, I think they will finish in the top 12. They'll be in the top 10 or top 8 for rushing, but for passing, they'll be in the mid-tier 15 to 20 range. Scoring, they'll be in the top 12. So they'll be an overall ranked 12th defense, but in the rushing department, defensively-wise, I think they'll be pretty decent. So overall, 12-4, those are my predictions, and at the end of the season, we'll look back and see how wrong or false or true, or we'll see how good it does, and that's all my predictions. So that's the video for today. I haven't done a video in a while since the Steelers-Jags recap, so that's it, and I'm out. See y'all later.